Okay, first things first, the profanity filter was absent this week. This episode is not for the children. Secondly, I am blessed and highly favored to be joined by one of my best friends this week, Dyck. Third, one of the most important things I need you to do is actually click the download button, because I don't know who's listening. The streams on Spotify and Apple Music, the stats for podcasters are very poo. So if you listen to the episode, click the download button, please. Okay, and finally, I start work next week, so the uploads are going to either stop or slow monumentally after this episode. Kyler and I have known each other since 2008, where we met at École King George Elementary School. And we've grown up together. It wasn't until 2018 when we graduated from William Aberhart that our paths eventually diverged. Kyler was born and raised in Calgary, and he was actually born on February 29th, which is a leap year, which means he's only 5 years old, which is super sick. A little bit more about Kai. He took a gap year to figure things out before he went to university. He started out studying business and then moved to a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science at UBCO, but that plan is currently changing. He was a part of the Aberhart Junior Boys Football Championship team in 2015, a part of the 2016 Midget A Provincial Championship team, the Hornets, I believe, in lacrosse, and then a part of the 2017 Aberhart Senior Boys Football Championship team. He's a borderline adrenaline junkie, and Kyler really likes to fall in rivers. This episode, he spoke about how an ACL tear can affect your life, how much connecting with other people means to him, and how your friends making fun of your problems might low-key be helpful, but that's for you to decide. Kyler and I chopped it up for a while this week, so there's a Patreon episode for those of you who can support the show. Kai, it's been an honor and a privilege being able to grow up and learn and see the world with you. Thank you for taking the time to sit down and share your wisdom with me and the rest of the world. And for those of you listening, I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoy this week's episode of What Makes You Happy. Ladies and gentlemen, one of you over there, another one of you over there, we are back. This is not my house. This is Kyler's beautiful basement, his beautiful gym setup. Oh, yeah. And we'll talk about how and why Kyler is confined to the basement later. But I'm here with my boy, Kyler. How's it going, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I have no complaints, man. It's hot outside, and I don't know. I like to diagnose myself. I think I have seasonal depression. When it's winter, bro, I get home and I just want to die. So when it's warm outside,
I feel that.
It literally changes everything. But
the sun, huge difference in mood.
Exactly. And I don't even know if it's like an energy thing or if it's just like I feel better because I'm warm, but it honestly changes everything.
Man, it's a weird feeling too. It's
yeah.
Body just overall just feels better.
Exactly. So, a couple of L's recently. I accurately predicted that we were going to win game 1, and then we just get slaughtered in the next couple. But the Flames are coming back. That's not important. Yeah, exactly. The Flames are coming back. I'm here with Kai. I've known Kyler. When did Greenview, because that's where you're at, right?
That was my first school. Greenview.
When did Greenview go under but also not go under that caused you to come to King George?
Changed to a management school or something. Mm-hmm. So I moved to King George for grade 3. Mm-hmm. I was in King George for 2 years. Right. Grade 3 to grade 4. And then I hopped over to Banff Trail. Yeah. For a little bit. And yeah.
So we met for the first time when we were 10 or 11. Mm-hmm. And then Kyler just fucked off for a couple of years. And he didn't tell us. He just, we showed up for school in grade 5. Kyler's completely gone. Falling off the face of the earth.
Facts.
Yes, bro. You didn't tell anybody.
It was a summertime decision for sure. My parents were like, "Look, Kyler, you ain't doing good in school, man.
Jeez.
Let's put you in this other school." I'm like, "Aight. Free laptop? Okay, I'll go."
That's so funny. What did they give you a free laptop for?
I was just some program at that school. Where I could get like a free laptop, and it honestly saved my education career. Like before that point, I didn't learn really anything in school. I was just there to have a good time.
I hear you. It
was just a party every day, and like the teachers were not too happy with me in elementary school, but
yeah,
moved to the new school, applied myself.
Facts.
It worked. Learned how to read.
And then we linked up again in junior high. All the boys started making their reconnections. You had a resource class with Michael. We're about to have a guest home, I think. Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. We're recording a podcast right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Oh, it's going well. Kyler's talking about himself, and he loves to do that, so it's lots of fun.
Oh, does he?
No, I hate talking about myself.
I know, and especially, like, if it's not just a conversation, if somebody sits you down and just asks you question after question after question, it's like, bro, what about you? You're here too.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But we linked back up in junior high. You and Michael had a resource class together. We honestly didn't end up getting much closer until high school, because that's when our friends really, we started spending like lots and lots of time together. But I started hanging out with like Marshall and Sujat and stuff in grade 9, and we played basketball together in grade 9. So we did start talking before that.
Yeah, but we weren't super close.
Exactly.
For sure. And it's definitely my relationship with Michael that brought us together.
Facts.
So we'd all hang out together through him.
That's one thing he'll never let us live this down. He reminds me very often that he is the glue, because me and Irfan and Jacob were violently combative with each other, but Michael was just friends with everybody, brought us together. It's very poo. But we graduated together in 2018, and then I'll let you tell them about your adventures in university and what you've been doing since.
Yeah, so I took a year off of school to try and figure out what I want to do, where I wanted to go to school and shit. And the cheapest option was Kelowna, just because I kind of wanted to get out of Calgary.
Right.
I wanted to go out on my own. And I, moved in with my grandma in Kelowna. I was taking business for my first year. And I did not enjoy business at all. Like, there was no point of it where I was like, yeah, I could see myself enjoy doing this. And then decided to go environmental science because I was passionate about the environment. Enjoyed learning about that kind of shit. And, now I'm figuring out what I want to do for a career, because I'm not too sure if that's the path I want to go down. So, and I definitely want to live in Calgary now, so I'm trying to navigate through that.
Right.
And it's been a journey.
Facts. Well, that's the thing, man. Not everybody is gonna pick what's right for them the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very fortunate when what you decide to do in university is what you end up doing for the rest of your life. But it's also just like, that isn't a path for everybody. Nigel went to SAIT. Nigel has a mortgage. Nigel has a house. You know what I'm saying? He's doing well for himself. But he took a completely different path than we did. So, I don't know, bro. I think it takes time. And I think the fact that you know where you want to be, and at least you've found 2 things you know you don't want to do, that's better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
So.
And like with me especially, like I get bored of doing shit so fast. Like even throughout sports, I got bored of soccer. I got bored of football. Like it's just like shit just bores me quick. So like a career for your entire life just doing the same thing, it's kind of scary.
Exactly. And it's like, it would be great if you could find something that you could commit to for 20 years. And then after that, you can just throw all of your stuff at your boss and say, I'm going to uproot myself on the other side of the country, do something completely different.
Yeah, I'm going to open a little board shop on the water.
Well, exactly, man. Get some capital and do whatever the heck you want. But I don't know. I think this is the time for it. 2 of our years got robbed from the coronavirus. We got to explore and make some bank.
It really is, yeah. You need to get out there and start figuring shit out, but at the moment I'm stuck at home. So.
Yeah, exactly. We can talk about that. Kyler just got his leg removed
removed.
Yep, it's removed. He got his leg removed. Do you know like the full details of the surgery that you got? Because I don't want to butcher it.
Yeah. So I tore my ACL and my meniscus was torn and unrooted, I guess. Mm-hmm. So they grafted my hamstring for a new ACL.
Jeez.
And they had to reroute my meniscus.
Jeez.
Which I don't really understand how it works.
Right.
They yeah, I think because of the meniscus root is the reason why I can't walk. Like other people are like, oh, I was allowed to put weight on my leg like a week after and stuff. It's like, damn.
Yeah, exactly. It's different for everybody. So you've gone from being... Kyler has... the whole time we were growing up, Kyler was the most athletic person I knew. He played every sport.
I don't know about that.
Kyler... Well, okay. When I'm saying that, I mean you were always doing athletics, Kyler. Like,
That's
you
true,
played
yeah.
absolutely every sport. I think the whole time I've known you, you played soccer at some point. Soccer, lacrosse, basketball, football, skiing, freaking hiking, snowshoeing, etc., man. So you go from exploring, consistently being outside and moving, to only having one functional leg. You've been telling me you've had a lot of time to think. Is this like something that you are frustrated with, or are you finding this to be a new opportunity, at least because you know at some point you are going to be able to get back to that lifestyle?
So it has been extremely difficult. Like, me being active is just who I am. Like, that's... I enjoy that shit so much, but I think there's, like, benefit in, like, just going through this struggle.
Right.
Like, just kind of seeing what I'm made of without being able to do the shit I love to do.
Right.
So it's, like, gives me kind of an opportunity to explore the things, like reading. And, I haven't really done a bunch of reading yet, but I'm going to start reading, and then I'm going to try learning to play the guitar and
that's
stuff
so
like
far.
that.
Yeah.
Just like other avenues besides activities all the time.
Yeah, because it's like, of course, you don't want to lose that about yourself, because there's not a single inherent thing about bad about being active all the time. But it's also having skills in other facets of your life is very interesting, and it, like, I don't know, for me at least, it fulfills me in other avenues, and I think that's really important.
Yeah, definitely helps you, like, round out your personality and your hobbies and stuff like that. And not everyone likes to do active stuff all the time, so you gotta be able to do other things too.
Yeah. All right, so the first question, Kyler. When it comes to your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, what makes you happy? You can answer one, you can answer all three, do whatever you want. There was four, but whatever.
Yeah, I think the things I do that make me happier, they kind of all tie in together. Like, I'm very active, and, like, working out makes me super happy. Like, I enjoy that so much, and just, like, seeing progress.
Yeah.
It's good for and, like, listening to music while I'm working out is huge, too.
Yeah, bro.
It, like, just brings it all together, and, like, yeah, besides exercise, just being outside, hanging out with friends, for sure. Just, like, connecting with people.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
Good. And then also just, like, meditating. Like, I've done some meditating recently, and it's huge. Like, it just there's something about it where, like, a sense like things don't matter as much, which relaxes me, but also focuses on what I need to do, because being productive is really what, like, drives my positive thinking. Like, getting things done and just being positive in general, I'd say.
Yeah.
I was a super positive kid, and then I don't know what happened, but like in junior high and high school, I wasn't positive anymore. I was going through like a rough spill there. And these past few years, I've been getting back to that positive thinking, and like a lot of good has been coming out of it in my life.
Yeah, that's huge, bro.
Yeah.
So, I'll pick them apart one at a time. When it comes to the physical stuff, you like making gains, you like seeing gains, seeing improvement. Mm-hmm. Do you also feel like the act of working out helps, maybe not in the exact same way, but similar to the meditation in bringing you back into your physical experience? Like, I am Kyler. This is how much weight I can currently move, etc., etc.
That's part of it for sure. It's definitely, like, after I work out, mm-hmm. it just improves my whole day. Mm-hmm. It boosts my confidence. It boosts my interactions with people. Mm-hmm. I'm more engaged in like conversations and more patient too.
Yeah, bro.
And like, if I'm just like gaming all day and like sitting on the couch, interactions will kind of like annoy me. Like mm-hmm. any little thing someone annoys me is just like a blown out proportion. Yeah. It's like, why does your voice sound like that right now?
Exactly.
Oh wait, why does it matter?
Yeah. I think, at least for me, I'm the type of, like, I wear a hoodie even if it's fucking 25 degrees because like I like to sweat. My body, I sweat profusely. But I love to sweat.
You like to sweat?
Yes, I love to sweat. I don't know how to explain it to you, man, but it feels like I'm truly putting my everything into it. So, like, when I'm at the weight room and I get to take my hoodie off and, like, it's difficult because it's drenched, it feels as though I put the time and effort into fixing me today so that I did the hardest thing I'm going to do all day. Everything else seems easier in comparison. And I think it won't be like that for everybody. Like, you might not need a full 2-hour gym session. Maybe that's just like a half an hour run for you. But I think physical activity is just, you got to find what you love, but everybody's got to get their toes in the water. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd agree with agreeing. Like, I like to sweat too, but only when I'm exercising.
Yes. Facts. Like, that's what I should have said.
Yeah. If I'm like, in just like a hot room hanging out with people, I'm sweating. Oh, I hate that feeling so much.
Facts.
And like, I feel refreshed definitely mm-hmm. after you sweat and shit, and like, yeah, it's definitely relaxing mm-hmm. for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, we've talked about this time and time again. Like, you feel like you get energized by other people, but you also need time alone. The interactions that you have with other people, is it like you enjoy bouncing your ideas off of them, you enjoy learning from them, or is it just like the social thing? Like, you really just enjoy being around other people's energy, if you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would say for like interactions, I don't like interacting with just anybody.
Right.
Like,
okay.
It's people who like make me think, and like definitely do enjoy bouncing ideas off people. That's a huge part of it, but a lot of it's just having fun with people. Like just hanging out and laughing, and like it's probably one of my favorite things in the world, mm-hmm. to be honest. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why I enjoy doing activities with people, because that's just opens the avenue for that.
Mm-hmm. So, the last thing, meditation. For me, what you were saying about how it makes you feel like nothing really matters, but like mm-hmm. in a good way. Mm-hmm. I have that feeling. Of course, I feel like I'm in a meditative space, but when we're sitting and just like taking in nature, that's when I can really sit there and be like, I'm a momentary speck in an infinite universe of possibilities, you know? Mm. And like, I get what you mean about the meditation, because it's like, yo, this is the worst. I just have to put $600 into my car, man. And now my rent's going up $200. And this shorty I was talking to doesn't want to talk anymore. But then you sit there and you meditate and you realize, okay, but a Big Bang, not a Big Bang. I know nothing about space. That's a horrible example. A torrential underground earthquake could happen at any point under the ocean, and a tsunami could just like eat all of the east coast of North America at any point. So it's like, are my problems, my trivial issues, obviously they're valid, but are they worth tripping over? Really? When something like that could just happen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And like, really puts things into perspective a little bit. It's like, are these things that I should really be worrying about, or are they just part of life?
Exactly.
You need to accept the things that are out of your control and move on with the things you can control.
And that's one of the biggest struggles for me. I don't know if it's the same for you. I don't like to micromanage, because people who try and micromanage me, like, that drives me insane. But then I find myself doing it in my own life, like trying to solve every problem, trying to dictate X, Y, and Z, and it's like, just exist, bro.
Yeah, that's one thing I struggle with. Like, I try to solve problems right away, and like, if someone's got a problem, you're trying to fix it. It's like,
Bob the Builder, fam, get me in there, I'm ready.
Yeah, but you just need to like chill, take a step back sometimes, and just like, it's important to realize what's in your control and not. And to an extent, you have a lot of control with just the world you interact with.
Yeah, bro.
And just try to be a positive influence on that.
I think that is sage advice, Kyler, because that's one of the biggest lessons you hear in basically everything. Is like, we don't have the ability to control everything, but we always have the ability to control how we act in the face of a situation. Okay, so the second question, Kyler. What gets you through your worst days?
Gets me through my worst days. Trying to think of my worst days. I'd say walks. Walks are huge. Like, I'll always feel better after I come back from a walk.
Yeah.
And just like try not to think about the negatives too much. I think it's good to like identify the negative and like look forward to what you can do to improve it, but like not to linger on things. And I'd say my friends, like,
facts,
big time, like just hanging out with them and like talking to them about my issues, it definitely helps.
Yeah, bro.
And like, maybe they'll mock me and shit, but like, I don't care.
It
like,
comes with the territory.
Helps. Like,
yeah, exactly. And it's not like, or at least I don't want to speak for everybody, but for me, that's genuinely not where I'm coming from. Sure, I'll make fun of you initially, but you know as a person that I genuinely care, right? And we're trying to navigate the situation. So I think that just has to do with the way we grew up. Like, we've been making fun of each other since the day we met each other, man.
Yeah. And there's something about, like, when someone makes fun of my issue, it just, like, kind of lowers the seriousness of it.
Exactly.
And it puts it in perspective a little bit, I guess.
Exactly, because it's like, when I'm thinking about it, it's a world-ending problem. But then you come up to me and it's like, are you seriously tripping about this right now? And it's like, okay, damn, I hear you. I'll calm down. I'll think about this. So
yeah,
I feel you. With the walks, do you feel like it needs to be like good conditions outside for you to get what you need from a walk? Because I know for me, I love the rain, so I can walk in the rain. But like in the winter, like I have not found the ability yet to force myself to go on a walk when it's cold and snowing. Like, I'm not built like that, you know? It wouldn't help me.
Yeah, I don't think the weather really affects me. Like, I still enjoy getting out there and, like, bundling up, you know? And, like, I like walking in the winter. Like, it's just a different environment out there. It's like a whole new world.
Fair enough. But I also know that you have, like, an inclination towards the winter stuff that I do not. So, like, you guys had a way heavier skiing bug than I did. So
I'd say skiing is my favorite thing to do.
Bro, fair enough. And I genuinely understand why. Because, like, when I'm doing the stuff I'm comfortable with and we're just like going fast, I'm flying on the mountain, I've got music in one ear, the boys are around, bro, like you feel right. It feels the way it's supposed to be. So I genuinely understand where you're coming from. But then I see you or Michael or Earphone try and freaking send a cliff, and then it's like, hey, I'd like to keep my knees, bro. You guys go do that. I'm going to go do the green runs, and it'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'm not actually that bad of a skier, but still, they're much better skiers than I am. So,
I just have to have part of that in my life, like pushing the limits.
Oh,
like,
exactly.
Just a huge part of who I am.
Yeah, yeah. Whole time I've known Kyler, anybody who knows Kyler can attest to this, man. This guy goes as hard as possible all the time, man. And I think, like, the best thing about that, Kyler, is that for the people who are around you, speaking for myself, it makes that an option for me. Like, right before the coronavirus happened, I just, out of the blue, decide to buy a plane ticket. You decide to buy a $400 car part. I fly to Kelowna. That day, you pick me up from the airport. We drive 7 hours back to Calgary. And we drive up to Camrose to party. All within 3 days off of a whim. And it's like, that is a memory that I will cherish for the rest of my life, bro.
Yeah,
and
me too.
I don't think that people understand that spontaneity needs to be a part of your life in some way, shape, or form. You need to go for it, and like that's just who you are.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. Like I'd live for that kind of shit, like
yeah, bro.
Spontaneity and like just deciding to do something, and you're like, whoa, I really want to do that. It sounds like a lot of fun, and you go do it.
Exactly.
It's nothing really like that.
Yeah. And I think there are different types of people in the world. Like, not everybody is going to be a doer. Not everybody is going to be a quote-unquote adrenaline junkie or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I do think that having people around who are like you, who are willing to expand not even your comfort zone, not only your comfort zone, but also our comfort zones, it just makes life a lot more fun. Because it's like, when we go see cliff jumping, I warm myself up, but when we get to the top of that first cliff, I gotta watch Kyler do it and survive before I can do it, man, because it's too much. I got a mental block, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Kyler or Brandon, you're gonna be like, fuck it, just jump, and then everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I'm definitely the one that will initially do that kind of thing.
Yeah, bro.
Break through the barrier.
Does that weigh on you sometimes? Do you feel like the boys are always waiting?
I think sometimes you guys are fucking pussies.
Whoa! Okay, damn. Tell me how you really feel.
Especially you sometimes, but...
Okay, this is out of pocket. No, it's fine. It's fine. Drag me through the dirt. I'm a pussy.
But you still, like, will go out there and do that shit. But,
that's
like,
facts.
You're just more cautious than I am.
You're right. But bro, I would like to say it's... Nah, no excuses. I'll take that.
No, let's hear what you're trying to say.
I just think I always end up messing myself up. Like, when we went to Livingston Falls, I stopped thinking and just jumped into the water. I sliced my foot open and I had a cut on my foot the whole time we were camping, you know? For me, sometimes I gotta think, but it doesn't, like, well, I don't know. You can speak to this better than I can. For you, it seems to work out.
Because I'm also, like, very cautious person.
Facts.
Like, to, like...
A certain degree.
Yeah, like, when it comes to things that I know could go bad, like, I'm super cautious. And, like, I really haven't had any major accidents or incidences where I thought I was going to die from being a little reckless. Mm-hmm. But that day might come, you know?
Exactly. You never know.
There's been times where we're, like... I got a friend that's even crazier than me in this area. That's probably what pushes me a little bit in that direction. But he's had us in some dangerous hiking conditions. Mm-hmm. Like, there was one time I thought we were actually going to die.
Jeez, man.
And, like, my friend Nick was, like, on the side of the cliff. Like, he had no idea what to do. Like, it was game over. He was, like, laid flat. We're all like, Nick, you're not in a good spot right now. Like... This is not going to go well.
Yeah.
But, like, you just have to, like, know the people around you and their capabilities. And
facts.
Sometimes you just need to understand that not everyone can do everything.
Exactly.
And Nick hasn't been hiking with us since, but...
You traumatized the guy for life.
Oh, yeah, big time.
God. I don't know. I think it's interesting, and I think the fact that we have different perspectives on it makes it great, because it's like when I can get up to that level with you, Kyler, it's awesome. You know, like at when we got the truck stuck in the mud pit, once we finally got the truck out of the mud pit, that was great. But while we were in it, man, I was just fucking freaking out the whole time. I was like, we're going to get the boys' cars stuck, and then Kyler's grandparents are going to get evicted from and then we're never going to be able to camp again. An hour and a half later, we get yelled at by some burly white man who doesn't have any actual authority. Car gets pulled out of the mud, and we go about our day, man.
I think to an extent, I just think things are going to work out.
Yeah.
Which probably isn't always a good thing, but, like, there's no point, like, getting that truck out where I thought we were fucked. Like, till it started raining and it was getting dark, that I was, like, worried a little bit. I was like... Okay, but worst case scenario, we just leave the truck here and get it out.
I don't know. I think having a pessimistic stance is not self-serving. I think you being optimistic that everything is going to work out does serve you. I think that serves you. And I think, obviously, it's not like you think about that, like, with everything. If you have a very big test, for example, it's not like... If you don't study, you're going to walk in there and be like, this is going to be fine. You'll either prepare or you won't, and you'll know if you're prepared or you're not, right?
And that's something I think I do struggle with sometimes, being lazy. And, like, I hate being lazy. Like, it just drives me crazy.
And we were talking about this before. It makes you feel like shit, right? Like, 7 days in a row of not leaving the house. You literally feel like you've become the couch.
Oh, yeah. Thank God for morphine.
Kyler is taking morphine because of his leg, okay? We do not approve of drugs.
You want some morphine? Hit me up.
No. This is not the platform to peddle your drugs, man.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, God.
I'll find another way.
The last question has a time frame. In the past, what the fuck?
Past 6 months.
Yes, okay. So, in the past 6 months, is there anything that's happened that you're particularly thankful for and that you want to put out into the world? And in the coming 6 months of the stuff that you know of, is there anything that you're dreading, that you're not looking forward to, that you just want to get off your shoulders?
Yeah, I'd say, like, past 6 months, I've really figured out, like, a lot about myself, I'd say. I've really figured out, like, where I want to be and, like, what I enjoy doing in life.
Yeah.
And, like, what's important to me. And, the thing that I'm dreading the most is just, like, people pitying me because of my knee.
Oh, okay.
And, like... We went to the bar on Friday.
Right.
Sure, it was fun, you know, free drinks and whatever, but every single person there just pitied me.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry this happened. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, like, once they're drunk, like, it got even worse. Like, constant high fives, like, you go, man. Like, you're so handsome. Like, fuck off.
Okay, so what I'm learning is when somebody's in a wheelchair at the bar, leave them alone.
Leave them alone, or just, like, I don't know, maybe not leave them alone, but, like, the free drinks were nice.
Yeah. Just don't make it the center of attention.
Yeah, don't make a big deal about it.
Yeah. I feel you. Because what those people don't know is that when your leg's operating, you absolutely cut it up on the dance floor.
Oh, cutting up on the dance floor with the wheelchair.
Let's go, Kyler. Let's go.
Popping some wheelies.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. So, I think that's good because everybody comes into that point at different times in their lives where they start to really realize, I do need to figure out what makes me happy. Because, like, you and I, Michael, Jacob, Wesley, all of those guys, Irfan, Nigel, Jackson, we're all very similar because we were brought up in the same place, you know? Mm-hmm. But fundamentally, even those of us that are, like, really similar, you and I on that personality thing that I made you do, are, like, the same one. But we're still very different people fundamentally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think once you can understand what you need, that makes our time together more important. Because, like, when we're hanging out with the boys and it's 1 a.m. and somebody's like, okay, put on the next one. And I need to go to sleep because if I don't, I'll punch you guys in the face. It's gotten to the point where you guys will just let me go. It's not, Keen, you suck, you go to bed too early. I get I suck and I go to bed too early. But I also just, like, need to take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's elite. And I think you spoke to this already. Having people who are willing to, like, see the world with you is huge. Mm-hmm. It's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, just, like, having people that know you and care about you is huge.
Yeah, bro.
And, like, who are, like, aren't out to, like, stress you out. They know what stresses you out, and they, like...
Exactly.
They know... They just know you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing like that.
Yeah. And I think it's really rare that we have so many of those people that we've known for so long. Mm-hmm. But I also think it's kind of tough. You tell me if you see this differently. Of course, I have made relationships that are just as close as ours. But it's a lot harder for me to get that comfortable with new people. Because it's like, you haven't known me since we were shitting in our diapers, man. How are you supposed to truly know me? But
right? Like, I find that big time. Like, it's so hard to find meaningful connections the older I get.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
I already have so many deeply rooted connections. Mm-hmm. And it's like, when I meet new people... I don't like that initial meeting new people.
Yeah.
Like initially I do, but I don't like having to, like, try and figure out things to do with them. And,
right.
Like,
what they enjoy.
Yeah.
How we could bond together.
It's a struggle for sure.
I feel like that's never going to go away, and it sucks. But I also think it also helps when the friends that you do have don't love to do everything that you love to do. You know, like, me, you, and Jacob really care about getting into the weight room as much as we can. Some of the other boys will do it when they want to, but they don't thrive through that. So, like, we can bond there, you know? Let's say hypothetically, I pick up fucking, I don't know, wind sailing. All of a sudden, Saturdays, I'm in BC because I want to go wind sailing. And none of the... Well, exactly. If you would enjoy it, then you'd come with me, and that would be something else that we could do together. But none of the boys want to do it. Well, they can outsource to new people to find those activities, like fishing. Yeah. There's a reason I'm so close with Will Betzner, and it's because I genuinely like to fish, right? Yeah. And so you guys enjoy fishing when we're camping, but it's not like you'll all go out of your way to come fishing with me. So, I don't know.
Probably would.
That's true. That's true. I do need, at a certain level, I do need to ask, because of course you guys would, but I don't know. I think it's just, it's hard to let go of how close you are with certain people and not to, like, make those comparisons within relationships.
Yeah.
But I think, at least for me, I just need to practice meeting somebody and being like, this is a blank slate. I want to know you. I'm not going to reflect what I want from you or our relationship on you, you know?
Right. And I think something that I probably need to start doing is when I meet new people is to do things that I like to do.
Right.
And see if they like it or not.
Right.
And if they don't, see you, bud.
Exactly, because it's like you can't always sacrifice, you know? You need to be able to meet in the middle sometimes, and it's not like you need to be able to want to do everything together, because there's got to be stuff that you can do on your own, but without a common interest, it's like, hey, Jim, how was the weather this weekend? Fuck off, John. Yeah. You know? Like, that's not a conversation that needs to be had, at least for me, and I know you come from that same place. Like, sure, we can have small talk, but I like getting down and into the conversation.
Yeah, I lose focus in small talk, like,
exactly,
so quick.
Exactly.
And, like, I think part of that, too, is, like, you also need to push your friends to do new things, too. And, like, I got this one friend who like, never work out or do anything. I'll be like, bro, come to the gym with me. Let's get her going. And one day he was just all fired up to go to the gym. I was like, okay.
That's what you like to see. Exactly,
like,
bro.
You need that kind of dynamic with your friends, too.
Yeah. In my esteem, this may sound harsh, but this is like a position that I do truly believe in. If you're a part of my life and you're not servicing me in the way that I'm learning from you or you're learning from me, I don't really see there being a point of you being a part of my life. Because it's like those relationships where it's like I hang out with you out of an obligation. I see you because we've known each other forever, but I'm not actually invested in your life. I don't believe the things you believe. Of course, you have to have attentive listening and you need to try and learn from these people. But at a certain point, you need to say, I got to spend some time with people who actually make me feel good and fulfilled, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. And, like, before we wrap up, I just want to say, I don't think very many people hear as often as they should the impact that they have on other people's lives. But, like, Kyler, I think you and the boys need to understand that, like, I didn't have Kendra and Connor and Colby. You guys were my Kendra, Connor, and Colby. And you always will be, man. Like, you were my siblings. And the fact that I can still see you, doesn't matter if it happens one time in 12 months. That day that we get to interact, it feels just like it did when we were 6, when we were 11, etc., etc. Because we're just here trying to get through our existence together, and I feel like we can have fun while we're doing that, you know? So I just appreciate you being a part of my life, bro, and the fact that you're willing to take time to do stuff like this, you know? Because, like, you said it yourself. You like to talk, but you don't love to talk about yourself. You also don't love to just answer questions, but you came and you were willing to do that for me, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, bro.
I'm trying to do a lot more things that get me out of my comfort zone. I hate being stuck in my comfort zone, I find, and, like, doing things like this make me want to improve doing other things, like trying to work out again and, like, trying to do those things that are going to better myself.
Exactly.
So I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, bro. I think everybody needs a drive. Failure is when you stop trying, in my opinion. And you, Jacob, every one of those guys, in some way, shape, or form, drives me to be a better person. Because there's things that I see in myself that are not where they should be, in my opinion. And I look to you guys, because Irfan is a lot more quiet and receptive. He responds rather than reacts. You and Jacob really drive me to push myself physically when we're doing stuff like that. Wesley is one of the smartest people I've ever met when it comes to money, when it comes to numbers, etc., etc. So I think being able to learn from each other is the reason why we've been friends so long, and hopefully we'll continue to do it. It's because it's like, you're going to do whatever you want to do, Kai, and that makes me happy, bro. Like, I want that for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope we stay friends, too.
Yeah, bro. I mean, barring any tragedies, knock on wood, no torrential or underground earthquakes in North America getting flooded, everything should be fine. But
yeah. Let's hope so.
Before we cut this, is there anything else you want to say to the people, put out into the world?
Nope.
Nope. That's okay, man. You're also a person who has a lot less words to say than I do, and that makes the world wonderful. Because if everybody talked as much as I did, man,
we'd all be crazy.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
No one talks more than you, I swear.
Yes,
like,
that's facts.
As soon as I see you, it's non-stop talking.
It's fucked, man. Well, I appreciate the time. I appreciate those of you guys who decided to listen. This will be the third out of the 3 What Makes You Happies that I released at the end of this, and hopefully I will have corralled all the guests for the second half of the season. But door is always open, Kyler. I'm starting a new series where we're just going to argue about shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm definitely going to get the boys involved once I get all the background stuff dealt with. So if you're open, door's always open.
Right on.
Word.
Thanks
all right.
for having me.
Yeah, no problem.